Welcome to the Manic Metallic podcast, where we respect fashion's past, analyze fashion's present, and get excited about fashion's future. I'm Liberty Imhoff, founder and creative principal of fashion media company Manic Metallic. Several times per week, I'll bring you episodes about exciting things happening in fashion, discussion about current issues facing the industry, and the places and people that have made the fashion industry great. Be sure to subscribe to our newsletter and follow us on Instagram at the Manic Metallic Podcast and at Manic Metallic, both linked in our show notes. Now, let's get into today's episode. Welcome back to the Manic Metallic Podcast. I'm Liberty, your host. For this week's Three Things Exciting Manic Metallic episode, we decided to do things a bit differently. Instead of looking outward at the world of fashion, we decided to look inward at what we're doing inside of our company that is exciting and makes us happy for the future of what we're doing to contribute to the fashion industry. You ever heard of extrinsic factors of motivation versus intrinsic factors of motivation? Well, extrinsic factors of motivation come from outside of oneself, while internal factors come from the inside. For example, we might be excited by the fact that we got to 1 million listeners on our podcast, which we haven't yet, but you can help make that happen as our listeners. That is an external goal, because many people listen to us. That excites us and motivates us to keep going. Conversely, we might get really excited about that same goal because we enjoy a challenge. There's a lot more to it, but hopefully that makes sense. Well, we wanted to talk today about a few things that are intrinsically exciting us about our work in the fashion industry. Let's get to it. First, we're excited about getting our first fashion show RSVP approved for New York Fashion Week. It's always the highest of honors to get asked to come to review a designer's work. And as an independent fashion media company that does not benefit from nepotism in any way, it takes a lot of work to get the trust of fashion designers and have them invite us to their shows to see the coming together of their hard work on a collection. Once we continue in the industry, this will get easier, but we've worked hard the past couple of seasons to receive these fashion show RSVPs, and in terms of this being an intrinsically motivated point, we are so proud of our hard work and our perseverance in gaining the trust of these designers. We attend shows and we critique on what we see honestly and with integrity. So for us to continue being invited back is such a great feeling. Second, we're pretty intrigued by the potential that our TikTok account holds for Manic Metallic. We've actually had a TikTok account for a while and have actually used it on occasion, primarily to list audiograms to draw attention to our podcast. Admittedly, we hadn't found a true use for TikTok until now for our brand. What we typically do is pretty in-depth and research journalistic work, and there isn't that much of a chance to go deep into a subject like we love and prefer to do on TikTok. To do a video that's 3 minutes tops is not enough to educate our current and potential followers. TikTok skews heavily towards entertainment from what we can see. But we've begun to experiment with it to see what it can do to benefit both us and those that are a part of our audience, and will potentially be. We've posted a TikTok video at least once a day now for about a week and a half, and we're using different tools inside of the platform to see what works best for us. We've been trying trending sounds, trying different types of covers, videos with faces in them, videos without faces in them. In other words, objects. We've put up videos with screenshots layered over a video background. Really, we're seeing what works for the audience that we're hoping to draw. Once we see what works for both us and our audience, we'll continue to move ahead with providing the most valuable content on TikTok that we can. But the question then remains, why exactly did we choose to get onto TikTok more? Well, we've seen so many articles recently about how the steam is being let out of Instagram and that TikTok is where the energy is at present for the fashion industry. As a company, it is our responsibility to take actions that will do right by our consumers and that will make us the most successful version of ourselves. Whatever marketing and sales strategies are best for Manic Metallic's health as a business are strategies that we must investigate and utilize. Our goal as a company has to be success. Wherever and however we can be the most successful in terms of financials, the amount of people that actively engage with our message, etc., As Manic Metallic's founder, I feel a devotion to make this company work, as any great founder does. Manic Metallic is special to me, and I need to know that I am doing everything possible to set this company up for success. I've created products, I've built up social media relationships on other platforms, I've joined professional organizations, I've networked endlessly to get Manic's message out there, along with a lot of other things, and it's been wonderful so far. I see TikTok as a progression of spreading our ethos that fashion is an art, discipline, and societal force for change. If there is a section of people out there that loves fashion and that uses the TikTok medium, then I have to be able to reach them. I love our Instagram audience, but we've noticed that our engagement on that platform hasn't been as high recently. And it's not just us having this issue. And though we're committed to continuing to grow our Instagram platform, we must begin to seek additional pathways of growth. How is this all intrinsic? Well, we're ready to have a more invigorated discussion about fashion and what it has to offer. And we're adding a new platform into our mix. We know that the potential for in-depth information isn't going to be there, but we can teach as much as possible, and hopefully the audience there will become more curious about our work and will check out our articles, our podcast episodes, and our other work. All of that said, if you're on TikTok, give us a follow. We're on there as @Manic Metallic Official, @ManicMetallicOfficial. And spread the word about our account as well. The final thing that is exciting us is the continued building of individual relationships with others both in the industry and that are interested in the industry. Relationships are the lifeblood of fashion, and I personally have always enjoyed getting to learn about others and learning what makes people tick. What makes people do what they do, in other words. The more that I continue to strengthen bonds with others in fashion, the more that I'm convinced that both me personally and Manic Metallic as a company can make a lasting impact on the fashion industry. No person is an island. No one person is going to be able to change this behemoth of an industry. We must work together to achieve a fashion industry that is more fair, just, and exciting for all. That's why I have no idea why some people in fashion are so against the idea of helping others to succeed or the idea of making fashion more inclusive. Everyone needs to have a voice in the direction that we're going if fashion is to be successful and not be swallowed up by business interests that would just as soon see it fail as it would have it turn out a creative, thought-provoking product. And that's going to be it for this episode. We'd love to have you connect with us online, message us, rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast, and tell others about what we're doing. Let's have a conversation. See you next episode. Thanks for listening. If you got value out of today's episode, it'd mean a lot to me if you'd rate, review, and subscribe to the Manic Metallic podcast. Be sure to tell all of your fashion-inclined friends and coworkers about the podcast as well. This would really help us to spread our message about fashion being an art, discipline, and force for societal change. And don't forget to stay in touch with us by subscribing to the Manic Metallic newsletter and following us on Instagram. Feel free to reach out to us through either of those means. I'd love to hear from you. I'll link these all in the show notes. You're the best. See you next episode.